Hi, my name is Alexandru Hernest and I'm a senior product manager here at Acronis. In the next few minutes, you will see how Acronis security posture management for Microsoft 365 helps MSPs turn chaotic tenant security into a standardized, profitable managed service that even junior technicians can deliver. As an MSP, you are expected to secure Microsoft 365 for dozens of clients without adding overhead or burning out your senior engineers. You probably recognize the pain. First, you jump between multiple portals and accounts all day just to understand basic security posture. And second, there are no clear best practices, and your clients assume Microsoft secures everything, while you are accountable for tenant level configuration, permissions, and data protection. In this demo, you will see how Acronis Security Posture Management for Microsoft 365 gives you a single console to onboard tenants, monitor security posture against best practice baselines, automatically remediate risks, and streamline user risk management. Let's start by connecting Microsoft 365. Here, I'm in the Acronis Cyber Protect console on the Microsoft 365 management configuration screen. You have two ways to connect Microsoft 365 via your Microsoft Cloud Solution Provider or CSP account, which is ideal if you manage many tenants and want to onboard them in bulk, or via a regular Microsoft account if you are not on CSP and prefer to connect tenants individually. For this demo, I will use a regular Microsoft account. I click Connect Microsoft account and I'm redirected to the Microsoft Sign page. I simply authenticate with my Microsoft 365 credentials. Next, Microsoft asks me to grant Optiga Cloud Security Application access to specific resources in my organization. Optiga is our trusted technology partner for this capability, and the permissions requested are scoped to what's needed for posture management. Once I accept, I'm redirected back into the Acronis console. Here, I map the discovered Microsoft 365 tenant to my customer in Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. When mapping is complete, Acronis automatically applies the Acronis best practices baseline and security monitoring begins for that tenant. So, with just few clicks, you've onboarded your customer Microsoft 365 tenant and started baseline security posture monitoring without hunting through Microsoft or other portals. Now, let's see how you monitor your Microsoft 365 security posture across all clients. On the security posture screen, you get a high-level multi-tenant overview. For each customer, you can quickly see the number of baseline deviations, how many users and mailboxes are affected, and an overall security posture indicator. This helps you answer at a glance which tenants need my attention today. Instead of jumping into each Microsoft 365 admin portal or other third party solutions, you can sort by deviations and risk and immediately prioritize your work. If I click on a specific customer role, I open that customer's risk dashboard. Here, you can see the key baseline deviations and user account risks highlighted so technicians can focus on fixing what matters, not just reading long reports. Next, let's look at how you manage baselines and remediation. On the baseline screen, you have a list of baselines applied across tenants. I can filter by tenant using the dropdown to focus on a single customer. For each baseline, I see its status, passed or deviated. Baselines in a deviated state indicate that something in the tenant has drifted from the defined best practice. For many baselines, you can enable auto remediation. That means when a deviation is detected, Acronis can automatically apply the recommended fix, reducing manual work and removing your vulnerability. For baselines, where you prefer manual control, you can leave the auto remediation disabled. In that case, when you see a deviated status, you select the row and click Remediate. You can track progress, and once the process completes, the baseline status updates to Passed. This approach lets you standardize Microsoft 365 security practices across tenants, decide where you want automation versus manual review, and give junior technicians a safe and a guided way to remediate issues without needing deep Microsoft 365 expertise. Out of the box, you get Acronis best practice baselines, but many MSPs have industry specific or client specific requirements. That's where baseline templates come in. Here on the baseline template screen, you can create new templates from scratch or start from our 30 plus ready to use baselines designed for Microsoft 365 security posture management. You can mix and match baselines for different needs. For example, creating one template for general SMB customers, another for financial services, and a stricter one for high risk or regulated clients. All baseline settings are fully customizable. If I open a template and go to the Baselines tab, I can select a specific baseline and click the Edit button that will allow me to start adjusting its parameters, such as I can require MFA for granting access to the Microsoft admin portal or set up assignment exclusions for specific target users or groups. Once I finish with this setup, I can just save it. And when the template is ready, I can simply click the deploy template and apply it to a specific target customer. The result is a repeatable catalog of Microsoft 365 security service templates that you can attach to contracts and master service agreements, a consistency across technicians and regions, and an easier way to explain to clients exactly what is covered in their Microsoft 365 security service. Security posture is not just about tenant settings, it's also about user accounts. On the user screen, you get a consolidated list of Microsoft 365 users across the selected tenant. You can filter by tenant, you can filter by user risk level, by user type, user role, and product license. This immediately surfaces risky accounts such as anonymous admins with unusual configurations, or users without multi-factor authentication. To remediate a user risk, I select an affected user from the list, click on the Remediate button, and choose the specific risk from the risk dropdown that I need to remediate. When I click Confirm, Acronis executes those actions and updates the user's risk status. This gives you a safe, repeatable way to clean up risky user accounts at scale, again, without requiring every technician to be a Microsoft 365 expert. To sum up, Acronis Security Posture Management for Microsoft 365 helps MSPs manage all Microsoft 365 tenants from a single console, apply and customize best practice baselines with both automatic and manual remediations, and standardize and scale Microsoft 365 security services using templates. All of this is delivered as part of Acronis RMM. So you can integrate Microsoft 365 posture management into your broader RMM and security operations instead of adding yet another standalone tool. If you are new to Acronis, you can start by onboarding your first Microsoft 365 tenant and applying the Acronis best practices baseline. If you are already an Acronis partner, enable Microsoft 365 security posture management in your console and try running a baseline audit for one of your higher risk clients. Thank you for watching.